Have you seen the new FNAF trailer? Have you seen the new FNAF trailer?
In the lead up to Five Nights at Freddy's 2, we were told that it would be scarier and have a much larger scale. And they definitely delivered on both of these promises, but nobody liked it. And I mean, critics freaking despise this movie. Like, how can you hate a movie with Toy Chica in it? It's not perfect, and I'll talk about my problems in a second, but 13%? Come on. And of course I watched it, so I'll give you my review and try and find out why people hate it this much. Starting with the positives, Emma Tammy's directing has improved tremendously, and it's shown off very well in the opening scene. Along with the amazing cinematography, which is something that surprises me how a lot of people don't like it that much. There's a lot of humor in the movie, some jokes don't land, but most of them do. One part I think a lot of people will come out loving is Abby's teacher, who's played by Wayne Knight, aka Newman from Seinfeld. And here he's kind of just playing Newman again, but a little toned down, and I love it. But other than that, most of the humor comes from the games, and even one reference to the first movie that I think a lot of people will like. This movie was also much scarier than the first one, but for the most part, it's still gateway horror, and I'm okay with that. The games are also kind of gateway horror as well, and I'm not someone who's exactly championing for an R rating. There are a lot of animatronics in this movie, so the Henson's creature shop had an even bigger task, and boy did they deliver. All the animatronics look amazing, especially Toy Chica. I wonder if they'll ever adapt Five Nights at Freddy's 4, because Nightmare Freddy would look unbelievably cool. The acting is still amazing, especially now that Skeet Ulrich has joined the cast. He's not in it much, but when he is, it's amazing. I do feel like the writing has taken a dip, and I think that's because Scott Cawthon is the sole writer instead of the co-writer with two others. And I'm not saying the script is bad or that he's a bad writer, it's just games and movies are two very different formats and mediums to tell a story with. And I hope he steps up his game for the third movie, because I need that to be the greatest movie of all time. Again, this movie had less William Afton than the first movie did, which I thought was impossible. But that didn't bother me as much as it did in the first film. Probably because when I was watching the first movie, I was constantly thinking, when would the yellow rabbit show up, and then he finally did. But this time around, I don't even think I thought about him until the scenes he was in. Another thing that bothered me was, and this is in the trailer, one of the characters said the entire town will be dead by daylight. And it just would have been nice to see that. What I mean by that is it would have been nice to see more of the animatronics out and about killing a bunch of people. And we get some of that, but not that much. There was also a scene I can only describe as an Avengers Endgame scene. I won't spoil it, but you'll know when you see it. And I'm not gonna lie, that shit was hilarious, but it was just really weird. And also the ending left me a little underwhelmed. I get what they were going for, but I feel like they could have made it a little more satisfying. But the worst thing the movie did, and it's entirely the fault of the filmmakers, the lights went on in my theater during the post-credit scene, so I couldn't see it. And for that, it gets a 2 out of 10.